Hello everyone, Silent here and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock Season 0. It is episode 27 today, and today we're going to continue working on our lower mini base and trying to get this as decorated as we possibly can. In the last episode, we went ahead and kind of decorated the upper crystal cave ravine that we have right here. Of course, there is still a lot more to do and a lot more to decorate. And I didn't pick up that slab. Well, I guess there's just gonna be a hole in the floor now. But yeah, it turns out that you guys actually thought that this turned out pretty cool. So I'm happy about that. This is kind of like the first decorated thing I have actually built on the server. So I'm glad that you guys like it. We're going to be trying to improve upon this and add some more detail to it, add some more little features to it as well, and expand this in this episode as well. However, before we get to any of that, we have a couple of things to deal with. The first of which is actually going to be restocking our little inn shop. So I need to grab myself some chests real quick. I got my shulker shells in this valuables box right here, and I'm pretty sure Slack Lizard or either TNC Cuban bought out our entire shop. I didn't really have many shulker boxes in this thing, but it's probably sold out. Yep, there it is. Nice. So we got ourselves another 16 diamonds. Totally need to restock that thing. So I went ahead and restocked this thing with 10 more shulker boxes, and we actually don't have that many more shulker shells left. We're down to 18 total, and that is not very good. I've been needing a ton of shulker boxes recently, so yeah, we're gonna definitely raise our prices on this one. It was 4 diamonds before. I've since taken it up to 6 diamonds. Honestly, I kind of want to just double the price and make them 8 diamonds, because the only reason why there were ever 4 diamonds is because Rogue was trying to undercut me and outsell me, even though I opened the end dimension for him, and it's just a whole crisis. Yeah, so I think let's just go ahead and double the price real quick. Just go ahead and edit that, and just put that to 8 diamonds. That sounds great. Put that back. I don't want to open the book. Put it back into the chest. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, so Slack Lizard actually wants some shulker boxes. Not sure how many he needs, but we certainly do not have that many to sell. Oh no. Oh no, he needs at least 10 shulker boxes. Well, limited supply. Limited supply. So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting deal. And here he is. So he needs a total of 10 shulker boxes, and we only have 10 shulker boxes. He did say price is not an issue. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Is he gonna cough up like 100 diamonds? I may have raised the price to 10. He said cost wasn't an issue. I really wanted to put it to something like 50 diamonds a box, but I didn't really want to push him that far. Oh my god, he actually did it. Oh, he actually paid 100. Oh, and there's some random gold in there too. Oh, I'm guessing he needs them for the gold farm. Just needs it in general. Well, cool. Always happy to do business. Of course, so I actually only have like 9 more shulker boxes that I can actually make, so that is totally chill. He just left like some garbage in my shop as well, which is fine. I'll take it. 400 diamonds, he can leave all the garbage that he likes. Yeah, but we can only make another 9 shulker boxes, so I guess we'll, have to really crank up the price. Apparently these things are still like flying off the shelves at 10 diamonds a pop, so I think we should totally crank it up to like 20 and just see if anyone buys them. Just like really push our luck, you know? So apparently he has our profits from the mob farm as well, as you can see in chat, because if you're not aware, we've actually been working, or well, we did some work for him on the mob farm over there, and that gave us a 25% cut, I believe, from the mob shop. So we got a stack and 36 of diamonds right there. I guess we'll see how many that is. That's like 30 diamonds as well. Not too shabby. 25, very fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So moving on from getting stupidly rich and manipulating the price of stock to make us even richer, we have done quite a bit of work on the actual Squid Farm. So if you didn't see the last episode, I kind of talked about where we were going to start building a new squid farm, and we needed just so many resources for that. So on a live stream, we actually discovered that you can instant mine nether brick if you have haste 2, which is something I was totally unaware of. So we actually went ahead and just harvested basically a full nether fortress, and you might think I'm exaggerating, but we really did. So we should be able to fly into this area, and all of these hallways were actually full parts of the nether fortress. So as you can see, we have mined out a significant amount. It even goes over this way. There's a whole tower right there, whole bridge. We went and mined out this direction as well. There's just so much nether brick being mined out, and luckily we actually got all the nether brick that we needed for this entire project. So we no longer need to work on that. Instead, we now need to get just a massive amount of polished andesite. So let's actually head over to, is that a turtle? That is a turtle, and a couple of pigs. Dang it, guys, you gotta fence off your nether portals. Otherwise, you just start like littering mobs all over the nether hub. Jeez, how would they like it if I release guardians everywhere? They wouldn't like it very well, would they? Anyway, let's head over to the actual squid farm and check out what it looks like now. Well, I went to sleep so it wouldn't be nighttime, and now it's thundering, so that's all you can really get. Oh, hey, and Slack's gonna go to bed. Sweet. Well, here is the massive area that we have since filled in with nether brick, and as you can see, it is an entire ticking area. Most of it's not even in render distance, so this is going to be the location of our future squid farm, a massive thing that I did a tutorial on, and we now have all of the nether brick that we need for this, and we even have a little bit more actually smelting down as well that we'll probably use for building up the rest of the farm. I've also went ahead and kind of gathered a little bit of resources for the rest of the farm as well, but there's still just so much grind for getting this project done, especially on the polished andesite front. We have I think it's somewhere in the realm of like 20 something chunks that we need to fill in. It is 4 stacks per chunk, so it's just a lot of blocks, and I'm actually in talks right now with TNC and Slack for if we can get some andesite from them. So the main thing that we need to grind to get at this point for the farm is going to be all of the polished andesite. We need 4,608 blocks. I just did the math to actually fill in the rest of the platform. After that, we need a 48 by 48 area of rails and powered rails, and then we need a 48 by 48 area of magma blocks. So let's maybe do a little bit of trading to get that andesite, and then once we got that done, we can slowly chisel away at getting the resources for the actual farm itself over the next couple of days. So this is kind of perfect, actually. These guys want to trade ink for andesite, and that is just super perfect because I'm actually going to be using the andesite to farm more ink. So I have 3 stacks of ink right there for him. 3 stacks of ink. And he's got 1 stack of andesite. Oh, come on now. I think he has like a shulker box or a single chest full of andesite, so that's going to be super useful just anywhere. Lovely. So there is a single chest of andesite that should be about 1,700 if I remember correctly, and we need about 1,400. But either way, this is going to save us so much time. Thank you. Just found a random drown. He's just chilling over here, and he's not even burning. It's totally daytime. Hello, drown. How are you doing? You're not about to touch me. Why are you like... It's daytime. Have you not noticed? How did you get out of here? Why are you not in the ocean? You're weird. Ow. And rude. So that is probably the most amount of shenanigans we've had in one of these episodes in a little while, which is great. Shenanigans are lovely. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the shenanigans as much as I do. But now we need to actually crack on and get some proper work done in this episode. However, that was actually like a ton of resource gathering, so I'm calling that work, dang it. And we also made like a ton of profits, so that is actually getting paid for our work, which is great as well. I actually just realized Zloy left a shep down here. A shep of dreams? Come on now. There's a giant ravine. Does he know there's a giant ravine underneath here? That's great. I love it. I love it. Everything about that is great. So I think what I want to do first is, because Zloy is actually now back on the island, and I have actually moved everything that we own from like everywhere into this storage system, but I haven't actually organized the storage system. As you can see, I just kind of threw the items in the chest and I haven't distributed them, I haven't laid them out properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to sort out every single one of these double chests, and of course fill them up with extra items that we have as well. Just kind of get all of our items actually sorted, situated, and organized. Alright, so I have done a lot of sorting. Every single chest in the sorting system now is completely sorted out and spread out as well. Now, the way that this works, because this is a multi-item sorting system, every single slot in every single chest needs to have an item in it. Otherwise, the next item that you throw into your input chest would just go into that empty slot, and that would kind of break your sorting. So every single item has like a slot in these double chests, and it's laid out pretty decently. I just kind of did it kind of quickly. I didn't want to spend 12 hours kind of sorting out items. And in some chests, you'll see that we have cobble blockers. These are basically just filler items that are not going to be tossed through the system. They're just going to block other things from getting filtered into that chest. So it just kind of fills the space. And then in some chests, we're going to be sorting multiple different types of items like coral and terracotta. So I need to put the coral in there, and then prismarine and sandstone, just because we had enough to need sorting for it, but not enough to have a full double chest. You know what I mean? So it's pretty convenient to just do kind of a split double chest kind of thing. And I also went ahead and sorted out every single enchanted item that we own. So we have like 4 double chests of enchanted books, and we also have like 9 mending books as well, which is pretty cool. We also just have so many bows that are actually pretty useful for making god bows. Now, because I cleared out like, you know, all of those double chests of enchanted books, those were all in shulker boxes before. Luckily now we actually have about 26 actual shulker boxes again, so this is nice. 9 of these we already had just kind of floating around, and then all of these other ones were just kind of being stored, you know, used for all of our enchanted items. So now we actually have some more shulkers. Maybe we can lower our prices a little bit. So one thing I actually forgot about is that Foxy returned us a new shulker spit fresh elytra from the end dimension. If you remember quite a few episodes ago, he tried to sell us a car, and part of his sales pitch was throwing one of my elytras in fire to destroy it. So that was nice, and I wanted a fresh new elytra from the end dimension, and he has finally delivered. It did have full durability earlier, so I'm not sure if like Zloy used it or something, but it's a thing that exists. And we also have the car as well. I still have no idea what to do with the car. But yeah, we finally have our elytra back from the end dimension. Thank you very much, Foxy. Okay, so the next thing that I would like to work on is actually the aquarium right here. So we have a full shulker box that's just completely full of all of these coral things, coral fans, some dead coral and stuff. And then, of course, we also have the derpy pigman and all of these stupid fish as well, all the salty fish you could ever need. So we're going to try and make a somewhat interesting aquarium using those 2 things. Now, to be fair, I've never actually made an aquarium before, so I have absolutely no idea what I am doing. So it's probably going to turn out absolutely disgusting and totally horrendous. However, we're going to have fun along the way, so let's get to it. Alright, so just kind of getting finished up with the pre-building of this thing. So I just filled it with water, and now I'm just kind of replacing all the stone in this place with sandstone. And this is actually my first time ever building with sandstone, literally ever. I've never done this before, but I feel like sandstone would be the best for the aquarium, you know, make the fishies feel at home. And also, most of this was already sandstone because we're building right underneath a beach, so that makes sense. But yeah, just kind of threw around a couple different slabs and stuff, just kind of getting a decent shape in place. Added a little bit of an indent into the ceiling so it's not completely flat. And I'm feeling like this wall right here could use a little something something, so we're going to punch this back by a couple blocks as well. See, there's some sand from the beach above. I probably ruined something nice up there, but that's fine. I'm not going to go fix it because why would I? Also, let's replace that piece of diorite that we can see right there. By the way, this is our enchanted storage right here. We're really pushing it on room, but that is fine. So, yeah, that's looking pretty good. That is looking pretty good indeed. I feel like we should probably go ahead and start getting the coral in here, and then after that, we'll have to try and figure out how to get the Guardians in there as well. Guardians is gonna be a fun task, but we will worry about that in just a minute. Just went ahead and hid a whole bunch of sea lanterns around in there so it actually looks nice and bright, because you know, otherwise it's going to be super dark and we won't be able to see our Guardians swimming around in there. So now it is looking actually decent. Now we can go ahead and get the coral in there. And I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this coral, honestly. I've never built one of these things before. It's not like I know how to build a coral reef, so I'm just gonna kind of spam around some coral and hope that it looks all right. I think that's the best that we can really hope for in this situation of me being a derp and not knowing how to build anything in this game. So at this point, I went ahead and built up the actual coral plants using the coral blocks, and everything looks a little bit dark in there, but I'm hoping that by adding just a little bit more hidden lighting in here around this inner edge, and maybe a little bit of hidden lighting around this front glass wall, that hopefully it'll make it pop a little bit more and not be super dark. We also have some sea pickles as well that we can kind of just sprinkle around, and hopefully that will do the trick as well. But other than that, it's looking pretty all right in here. We just need to go through and add all the little details with all the little coral like fans and coral. These are just called coral, but these are called coral. Oh, these are called coral blocks. I can never remember the name of like any of this stuff. I just know that there's like 3 different types and it's all super confusing. And there we go. Things are looking much better now. I went ahead and put down a whole bunch of kelp and corals and pickles as well. And things are looking much, much better in here. And I really like it, actually. I really like it a lot. I think this is coming along pretty great. It might seem a little bit spammy because it's kind of a small space, but when you're looking in from the outside, I think it all works pretty well. And I think the Guardians are going to appreciate the attention to detail and the fine decorations that I have bestowed upon their aquarium. So yeah, it's pretty cool looking. Now let's go ahead and actually seal this thing up and get ourselves some Guardians in there, shall we? I'm thinking we're probably gonna have to drop them in through the ceiling. Okay, so let the fun begin. We just basically need to grab one of these boats full of Guardians without everything escaping. I'm thinking we're probably gonna put about 3 Guardians into that tank over there. If I can just get a lead on that boat, that would be nice. It's not working. Great. Of course it's not gonna work. Let's go ahead and just break down that wall, and this is where the laser beams start shooting now. Let's go ahead and grab that boat instead. There we go. Come on, get on out of here. Come on. Oh god, there's a lot of laser beams. These guys are not nice in the slightest. Okay, so this has actually gone pretty well so far. We just kind of need to get these guys up this scaffolding, which usually isn't that big of a deal, although I think the boat just got caught in something, didn't it? Oh no, there we go. It's working out. It's working out. Come on. A little bit higher, just 1 block higher. Oh, come on. Am I gonna have to break the ceiling up here? Come on, you stupid Guardians. I don't want to have to break everything. I don't even know what this is part of. I'm probably gonna break into some creeper habitat. I honestly don't know where I am. Are they up here yet? There they are. Cool. And now they're too far up. Dang it, of course. Let's go ahead and just get these guys down. We need to bring them over this direction. Can you guys just come on down? That would be nice. Okay, dang, nothing is going good now. It was working out great before, but now everything is broken. Dang it. Very typical, isn't it? There we go. Okay, now you guys are in here. Can I go ahead and just get you a little bit further? I just need to get you down into this hole right here. This isn't how I intended things to go, but it's how it's going, so that's fine. But there we go. We actually got 2 Guardians in the hole. Can I get out of the hole now? That'd be great. Cool beans. Okay, that actually worked out fairly well. Now what we need to do is get 1 more boat in here, and I'm thinking we're gonna grab the one with the Soylent Pigman in it. Okay, so this one is working out pretty well so far, but of course we still gotta get them into this hole right here, and then once they're in the hole, I have no idea what to do. I'm thinking what we should probably do though, just to make this a little bit easier on ourselves, is just to expand this a little bit. I don't think that broke anything too much. Can we bring these guys just over this way a little bit? And there we go, perfect. They're all now in the hole, great. That is a hole in one, basically. So, now they're stacked up. Was not expecting that. That is fine. We'll just bring them this way a little bit. So now we have the interesting problem of actually getting all these guys out of the boat without having them explodify everywhere outside, because we need to keep these guys inside. Punch that a couple more times. There we go. And I punched the Guardian. That's fine. Sweet, so now there's a pigman and 1 guardian in there. We just need to break this boat as well. And there we go. Is it gonna break? There we go, nice. 3 guardians and a pigman. That actually worked out pretty well. Oh my god, I love it. It's perfect. I love everything about it. We got 3 guardians in there. I think that guy's probably just gonna keep on hanging out in that little corner, but that's fine. You know what, that's his little nook. We got the Soylent Pigman hanging out in there as well. He's having a chill time. It looks pretty great. I think this actually turned out pretty well. The one thing I'm not the biggest fan of is that you can see like the water dipping down right here. The only way to really fix that is to put like a button or something right there. This is kind of how water animates and how water works, so that's kind of an issue, but I think I might be able to put some more like walls right there, something to fix that. But other than that, it looks so cool. I love how they just have their spikes out and they just got the bubbles and everything. So now that we have the aquarium done, the next thing that we should work on is expanding our decoration. So of course in the last episode we decorated the lovely crystal ravine right here, and now we need to expand this outwards. So we've done a little bit of I guess landscaping, terraforming, I don't really know what to call it. We did a little bit of cave work right here to make the ceiling and this entire area look a little bit nicer. We haven't done anything with the floors, that'll come in the future, but we need to actually detail everything. So I would like to get done probably everything up to about this point right here. So the staircase and everything in the ceiling in this episode. Again, I'm a very slow and not very confident builder in the slightest, so it takes me a very long time to get even the most basic of things decorated. Like this over here took me several hours. It's not very great. I'm a very slow builder. But yeah, let's just kind of get some work done on this and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so this looks pretty awesome when it's thundering out, because you can just see the flashes of light going through. It's an awesome little creepy detail. I love it so much. It's so cool. They all light up at one time as well. That's so awesome. So I went ahead and did this side of the ceiling now, and it's looking pretty all right. I could probably add in a few more leaves, but I also put in a couple of these crystals as well. I had a few more in there before, but it just looked like it was too many, and I didn't want it to feel like, why are there glass panes all over the ceiling? They're supposed to be crystals. They're supposed to be kind of rare. So that's kind of what we're going for here. And it ties in pretty nicely with this side of the room as well. There's not really that big of a transition, which is perfect. Although there isn't that much going on in this little area. I guess I'll hit that up real quick. But other than that, it is looking pretty good. Now, I do have some ideas for the floor area, but I feel like we're gonna tackle that in the next episode along with this ceiling over here. That shouldn't take too long. But this episode is already getting pretty long, and I'd like to get this out to you guys somewhat soon. So I hope you all did enjoy this episode. Of course, be sure to let me know what you think about this style and what you think we can add to this little room, or just little bits of decoration that we should add in this area. Everything in here is going to be pretty much completely decorated. The floor, the lighting, everything is going to be changed. But if you got any ideas for what we can add to it, then of course let me know with a comment down below. Thank you all very much for the comments as always. And on the topic of comments, a lot of you in the last episode suggested that we put end rods on these crystals. But the reason why we haven't done that is because end rods produce way too much light and they make everything look super bright, and we're trying to kind of keep it darker up there so it's not super bright and it looks a little bit more mystical. So that's why there's no end rods on the crystals. And also, blaze rods, yeah, we're probably going to use them for fuel, since that is what 99% of you suggested we use all of these blaze rods for. So that is going to do it for this episode of Truly Bedrock Season 0. I do hope that you all did enjoy. If you have any suggestions or feedback for me, then of course let me know in the comment section down below. Always love reading your guys' comments. And of course, let me know what other gimmicks or shenanigans or just little tidbits that we should add to the mini base of Redstone as well. We have a little bit more room in this area, and I kind of feel like filling it with redstone. So if you got any small contraptions you feel like we should build, let me know in the comment section down below as always. But if you're new here, maybe do consider subscribing so you don't miss the next episode. Do leave a like on the video, as that helps out the video and the channel as always. And I will see you all down in the comment section and in the next one. Thank you again for watching, and then there was silence.